Hello and welcome to our channel Football Fanatics. My name is Zaza and today I am going to discuss about the pre-season performances of the English Premier League clubs in before 2022 season. So before going towards our vlog, if you haven't subscribed our channel, then please subscribe our channel and click the bell icon button to get latest updates of football. So coming back to our vlog. So guys, let's start with Arsenal. Arsenal have played 7 matches in their preseason. They have won 6 and lost 1. One of the strongest preseason performance, Arsenal have scored 27 goals in 7 games with Jesus and Nikita in fine goal scoring form, and they have conceded only 6 goals in their preseason. Our next club is Aston Villa. Aston Villa have played 5 matches from which they have won 4 and draw 1. They have scored 10 goals and conceded only 3. A very good preseason for Villa. There weren't many goals, but the team is looking good for their first full season under Gerrard. Bailey and Archer the best performance from Villa in preseason. A quiet one for Coutinho who missed a penalty versus Leeds. But their defense even solid with the addition of Carlos. Our next club is Bournemouth. Bournemouth played 4 matches from which they have won 1 and lost 3. They have totally scored 4 goals and conceded 6. A quiet preseason for Bournemouth who were not able to add any quality new signings in the window. Solanke looked good in the front of the goal and should have added more goals, but defeat against teams like Braga and Bristol City doesn't promise a good start for them. So next team is Brentford. Brentford had played 7 matches from which they have won 4, draw 1 and lost 2. They have scored 9 goals and conceded 9 goals. A good preseason overall for the Bees with a few good transfer signings to add to the team that lost Ericsson. Mabibu bagged 4 goals whereas Henry picked 3 assists. Tony had a solid preseason with Brentford playing 4 at the back. Our next team is Brighton. Brighton have played 5 matches from which they have won 3, draw 1 and lost 1. Overall, they have scored 11 goals and conceded 4. Brighton look sharp overall in the preseason. Trossard, Judada, Enkiso, Mitoma and Mbappe all amongst the goals. But this means there will be a rotation with Potter now having a lot of options in attack. Trossard, the most impressive, scoring a hat-trick and bagging an assist in a 5-1 win over Espanyol in the last friendly. Dung got a goal as well from a header. Our next team is Chelsea. Chelsea have played 5 matches from which they have won 3, draw 1 and lost 1. Overall, they have scored 8 goals but conceded 6. Not a great preseason for Chelsea with Tuchel not happy with the squad with a lot of players wanting out. The game against Arsenal saw Chelsea try 4 at the back which did not go well and Chelsea reverted back to 3 at the back during the game. Chelsea although did look good against Udinese in the last friendly with Sterling and Mount amongst the goal scorers. Chilwell is still being played continuously in preseason and there could be rotations. Amos look fit and firing for the season ahead. Our next team is Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have played 9 matches from which they have won 5, drawn 2 and lost 2. They have scored overall 22 goals, but on the other side, they have conceded 17. Palace have had a very different preseason with the first team squad split into 2, which means they have played 9 games already. The attackers found great rhythm with Zaha being the pick with 4 goals and 4 assists in the 5 games he played in the preseason. Our next team is Everton. Everton have played 4 matches in the preseason from which they have won 2 and lost 2. In 4 matches, they have scored 7 goals, but they have conceded 8. Everton had a poor trip to the US, losing both the games to Arsenal and Minnesota without scoring a goal. Lampard played a 3-man defense and got convincing win against Blackpool and Dynamo Kiev upon return from the US. In FPL teams, 4 defender pattern was the biggest highlight, starting 4x4 games and also managing 2 assists in the process. Our next team is Fulham. Fulham have played 4 matches from which they have won 2 and lost 1 and a draw 1. They have scored 7 goals, but on the other side they have conceded 7. Fulham have made a couple of good signings to their championship winning squad from last season and look like they are better prepared for a Premier League season this time around. Mitrovic once again amongst the goals, scoring 4 by 7 Fulham goals in pre-season. New signings Pereira has got 2 assists and is on corners along with Harry Wilson. Our next team is Leeds United. Leeds have played 5 matches from which they have won 3, lost 1 and draw 1. Overall they have scored 13 goals and conceded 5. New signings got their much needed preseason games which should make them match fit. Leeds look defensively a much improved side although their left back worries and defending counter attack woes continue. Rodrigo got 5 goals from 5 games including a hat-trick in the last game. Bamford looked sharp with 2 goals and an assist versus Calgary. 5.5 million midfielder Aronson got 3 assists against Calgary. Our next team is Leicester. Leicester have played 6 matches from which they have won 4, lost 1 and drawn 1. Overall they have scored 14 goals and conceded 7. Leicester attackers had a great run during the season and looked to be in good touch. Barnes looked sharp and got 3 goals. Midfielder Dewsbury Hall had a great run with 1 goal and 3 assists and looks to be one of the best players in that range. Madison started from where he left off with 1 goal and 2 assists and looked in amazing touch which stakes his claim in FPL teams as a 8.0 billion midfielder. Our next team is Liverpool. Liverpool played 6 matches from which they have won 3 and lost 3. Overall, they have scored 10 goals, but they have conceded surprisingly 9 goals. Liverpool had a good preseason run with new signings Nunes scoring 5 goals and getting an assist. 4 of these goals came in one game against Leipzig. Both are losses against Manchester United and Salzburg come with when Liverpool fielded a second string side. They put an impressive performance against Manchester City to win FA Community Shield 3-1. Our next team is Manchester City. Manchester City have played only 3 matches from which they have won 2 and lost 1, including a Community Shield match. Overall, they have scored 4 goals and conceded also 4. City played just 3 games during the preseason and De Bruyne was the best player with 2 goals. Grealish and Mahrez look to be the first choice wingers at the moment, starting all the 3 games. Haaland misses the first game versus Club America due to an injury but returned to score in the 1-0 win versus Bayern. His fortunes took a bad turn when he played 90 minutes and missed an open net chance in the Community Shield loss versus Liverpool. Foden missed the first 2 games due to travel restrictions. Our next team is Manchester United. They have played 6 matches from which they have won 4, lost 1 and drawn 1. Overall, they have scored 14 goals and conceded 6. Overall, a great preseason for Manchester United with Sancho, Martial and Rashford front 3 enjoying a great preseason. New signings Martinez and Eriksen looked comfortable in the last 2 friendlies. Malaysia was electric when he played and the competition for the left back spot should be intense. Dalot impressive at right back as well. Our next team is Newcastle United. Newcastle have played 6 matches from which they have won 4 and lost 2. Overall, they have scored 13 goals and conceded 6. Newcastle looked like a settled team after an intense preseason with fixtures against quality opponents. The likes of Trippier, Almarian, SM, Wilson, and Bruno have all been involved in the goals. New centre back signing Botman have settled it nicely as well. Our next team is Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest has played 7 games from which they have won 2, lost 2 and drawn 3. Overall, they have scored 8 goals and conceded 8 as well. Nottingham Forest has signed a set of new players including Jesse Lingard who made his debut in the final preseason game against Valencia. Their preseason was a mixed bag and it would require more time for their new signings to settle down, so you can avoid them at the start of the season except for Williams who looks to be a nailed defender. Our next team is Southampton. Southampton have played 5 matches from which they have won only 1 match and draw 2 and lost 2. Overall they have scored 5 goals but the major concern is they have conceded 6. Goals were the main problem for Southampton in pre-season, but their defense looked solid. The addition of young talent Mara should address the shortage of goals. New signing Buzuno and Aribo have settled in nicely, with Aribo scoring a world-class goal against Villarreal. Adam Armstrong, top scorer with 2 goals in their preseason games. Our next team is Tottenham. Tottenham have played 4 matches from which they have won 2, draw 1 and lost 1. Overall, they have scored 9 goals and conceded only 6. Kane and Son once again were deadly for Spurs in preseason, with the Duke having 6 goals plus assists each. Perisic and Doherty both look good in the final preseason game against Roma, with Conte praising the Duke. Our next club is West Ham. West Ham have played 7 matches from which they have won 2 and got draw for 4 and lost 1 match. Among these games, they have scored 8 goals and conceded 7. West Ham have not had a great preseason, struggling to score goals. New signing Egbert got injured in one of the games and is now set to be out for a while. West Ham have, however, signed an exciting striker, Sakamaka, and he should help West Ham address the lack of goals. Please keep in mind he was a late signing and did not feature in any preseason game for West Ham. Our next club is Wolves. Wolves have played 8 matches from which they have won 4, draw 2 and lost 2. Overall, they have scored 18 goals and conceded only just 6. Wolves needed to have a good preseason after ending the last season badly, and they did have a great one with the likes of Podence, Nido, Johnny and Ed Nouri, all impressive. Their preseason did have a small negative with Jimenez getting injured in one of the friendlies, but Hichan has now returned from his injury layover and played as a substitute in the preseason game against Sporting. So Wolves have backup options and are looking for a new striker. He also started the final preseason game against Fernandes, scoring a penalty. Wolves are playing 4 at the back formation and will look to continue in the same formation going into the season. So guys, that's all for today, and if you haven't subscribed our channel, then please subscribe our channel and get latest updates from Football Fanatics. See you in our next vlog. Until then, it's good.